Please be seated. Last night, at the conclusion of our services, we always end with a candlelight time in which individuals lift their candles. And of course, we had the best view up here looking out and seeing all the candles awash this sanctuary. But one of the scriptures that we read right afterwards is John's proclamation of the good news of God's coming to us. And so this morning, hear these good news words from John's gospel. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The Word was with God in the beginning. And everything came into being through the Word, and without the Word, nothing came into being. And what came into being through the Word was life. And the life was the light of all people. Light shines in the darkness, and the darkness doesn't extinguish the light. The true light that shines in all people was coming into the world. The light was in the world, and the world came into being through the light, but the world didn't recognize the light. The light came to his own people, and his own people didn't welcome him. But those who did welcome him, those who believed in his name, he authorized to become God's children, born not from blood or from human desire, but born from God. And the Word became flesh and made his home among us. And we have seen his glory, glory like that of a Father's only Son, full of grace and truth. What we celebrate this morning is that this light has dawned in us. As we awaken this morning, this light shines in us and through us in such a way that it changes our world. And throughout history, we have tried to share our story of faith and of hope and of love by sharing our Christmas story through song and through scripture and through story about what difference does it make in our lives. And so for a moment, I want you to pay attention to the Christmas trees. They're on either side, and I think there's some back here. How many of you know the story of the Christmas tree? Why it is that we adorn our homes and our sanctuary with these evergreen trees? As a show of hands, how many of you have a Christmas tree in your house? Oh, quite a few of you. Well, the story of the Christmas tree is an ancient lore that settled in Europe, in Northern Europe. As you may know, Europe in the winter months has very little light, and they long for the coming of the light of summer. As the story goes, that God sent to this earth the virtues of faith, hope, and love to search out to remind us of these virtues in our world. And so they were sent with the idea that faith would be rooted deeply in our world. That hope would ascend to the heights as far as we could see, and that would be broad enough that the love would cover over all. And so they went searching, and they found a great fir tree in the ancient world. And they saw that because of its vastness, it must have roots that go deep to hold it in place through all the storms that might come, and to remind the people that just have a little faith that God will see you through those storms. And then they saw that it ascended the heights. If they could have hope that would raise that high, that hope would carry them by day and by night. As they stood underneath of it, the vastness of its branches extended the love that will never fail, for it extended far beyond themselves. And so they saw these faith, hope, and love realized in a tree. And as these ones laid beneath the branches of the tree, it was evening. And they looked up through the tree, and what they could see was the twinkling stars above that illumine the night sky. Now, not even the darkest of nights is truly dark, for the stars remind us that light is always here. And so we adorn our trees with white lights to remind us of the heavenlies and that God showers over us the beauty of the heavens. On this Christmas day, we gather in the spirit of faith, hope, and love. Faith that some 2,000 years ago, a child was born to a woman in an ancient city called Bethlehem. We gather this day with hope that the good news of Christmas is still good news for us this day. That this one born for us and to us is our Emmanuel, God with us. And that today we gather in the wonder of love, not only of our families and friends, but we gather underneath of this banner, that love never faileth. For God's love will never fail us. And we rejoice this day that we call Christmas. That is God's reminder to us, an invitation to us to live with faith, hope, and love. May you find that faith, hope, and love this Christmas. And so as we say in our world, Merry Christmas.